Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Jennifer Harris, Special Needs Advocate for 211. I have officially been there 8 years now. Started off on the phone line as a resource specialist and part-time working in the database. Then the special needs program came along and I started working with Randy. So I am going to share my presentation today. It's with a PowerPoint. If you have any questions, please wait to the end because I get easily diverted. And we will take it from there. Okay, so we are 50 years young, 211 is.
Jennifer, I don't think we see your screen. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. And where did my PowerPoint go? All right, I'll get it back. Or I thought I would. Oh, don't you love technology? Well, I will talk while I am clicking around. So we are 50 years young. We started as a teen hotline. We are now doing pretty much everything under the sun. You name it, we can find a resource for it. In Palm Beach and the Treasure Coast, we have several different programs from birth to seniors, which I'll go through. And there we go. Okay, how about now?
Yep, if you want to maybe hit start slideshow. Oh, it's opening. Perfect.
All right.
There you go.
Okay. So we do the crisis support, resources and services, and we're just here to talk as well. We're 24/7, free and confidential. Answer 24/7. People call on Christmas, Thanksgiving, you name it. We also do crisis support and counseling, suicide prevention. We have our advocacy programs, a large database. We also do phone, text, chat, and email. And we also have a phone app, which actually has come in very handy during hurricane season when power has gone out. We open up our apps on our phone. So these are the ways to reach us. If you're calling from a Palm Beach or a Treasure Coast area code, you will get us. If you are calling from, say, a 954, you're gonna reach Broward. Any 211 can transfer you to us, as well as we can transfer you to another 211. For our text, you just text us 898-211. Our chat online is usually from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And our websites are 211palmbeach.org or 211treasurecoast.org. A lot of people don't want to call, so they are welcome to email us, and it's answered the next business day. And our 866 number is located there at the bottom. So our resources, and this kind of coincides with our Special Needs Advisory Coalition. We update them as needed, at least once a year, if not more frequently, especially food banks, food pantries, agencies that do electric, lights. They let us know when they have funding. When they don't have funding, we may deactivate the service. It's safe and convenient, open to anybody, professionals, organizations. And we offer local, state, and national resources. And so what is in our database for special needs is also in the SNAC registry. And myself and one of my cohorts, Judy, who is our main database person, are in charge of keeping those updated and adding new resources as needed. We also answer the National Suicide Lifeline, which will be changing in summer of 22. It's going to the 988 number, and I'll speak more about that in a minute. The National Disaster Distress Helpline. We're answering calls about people from Haiti right now, wildfires in California, you name it, we get calls for it. The Alzheimer's Community Care Line, after hours, and the victim services. So all our staff are trained, 100+ hours. We do active listening. Everybody is trained in INR calls to suicide calls. We do a lot of role playing. We shadow, we partner people up with maybe a more seasoned resource specialist. And then we also have quality assurance, which is done all the time. We listen to calls, see what the specialists are doing right, see maybe what needs a little work. So we are not counselors. We do listen, empathize, de-escalate when needed. We link to mobile response, and we do share information on services. We don't claim to be licensed counselors. We kind of triage until somebody can get to a mental health counselor or mobile crisis, and we try to help them come up with their own answers. But at the bottom, there is a quote from a person who reached out to us. We love to get feedback, whether it's good or bad. These are just some of our certifications. I'll let you read through those. So we have to answer to them. We can't just, say we answer a suicide line. They want to see our measurables. They want to know how we're doing if we follow through with their goals. So that's a lot of people to report to, as well as our funders. These are just a few of the calls that we get daily. Suicide, bullied and stressed teens, maybe people struggling to pay their bills, domestic violence or rape calls, substance abuse. Right now, people are overwhelmed more than now than ever with the COVID and all the concerns it brings. Keeping safe during the pandemic, mask or not to mask. And we tell people, you know, we can't tell them what to do, but, you know, do your research. People are getting laid off, so they need some extra help with paying bills. School lately has become a big issue, you know. Parents are concerned whether to send their child back to school or not. So the 988, in 2018, Congress passed the law asking the FCC to conduct a study on a 3-digit number for suicide prevention. It was the 1-800-273-TALK, which if you've ever been in a mental health crisis, you're not wanting to remember all those numbers. So they said, we want to go to a 3-digit. They were playing around with several numbers. We did want to be the 3-digit number. And we put in, you know, our information, but they did choose 988, which is going live next year. But we're still answering that national suicide line. So it routes it to one of many agencies that are certified Lifeline providers. So they will come to us, we'll still answer it like before. The parameters are still the same and how we answer it and how we work with the individuals calling. This is a snapshot of what we do. So we've answered 97,000 calls plus with text, emails, 129 plus referrals, and people that are visiting our database, our mobile app. And then we usually do a case of the year, kind of how we helped an individual. And they said we could share some information. So this goes out to our board, our funders. We break down when we ask the demographics. This is why, because our funders want to know. So 3% of our callers were 18 and under. 44 were 18 to 59. And then we broke it down further. Now that's just for the calls. Our younger folk do like to chat, text, see our website. I always tell them to call because I like to, I think they get more information when they call us. Now, these are our advocacy programs. In Sunshine, they cover Palm Beach and the Treasure Coast, as well as the My Florida Vets, the Help Me Grow, and our newest Caregiver Project. Now I only cover the Palm Beach, and same with our Elder Crisis Outreach. Our Sunshine is, everybody loves it. Our oldest volunteer is Nat. He is 106. He comes in every week to call other seniors to check in on them every day. And like I said, we cover the Palm Beach and the Treasure Coast. It's usually 7:30 to 5. And what we do is we call seniors. Sometimes they may say, I'm going out of town. So we'll hold those calls until they're back. It's usually at the same time every day. So if they don't answer, then we call their backup person. If they don't answer, that's when we may ask for a welfare check to be done. And seniors have been saved by that. They say, well, I knew if I couldn't get to the phone, you guys would send somebody to help me. It's a free service. Like I said, we offer 24/7. Well, that one's 7:30 to 5. But even on Christmas Day, if they want that call, they're going to get that call. Our Help Me Grow program is a national program for Palm Beach and the Treasure Coast for children who may be at risk for developing a behavioral, social, developmental challenge. So we have about 4 ladies that answer that line, and they do an ages and stages questionnaire. Talk about the child, are they meeting their milestones? Are they doing things other children, their peers, are doing? And if there's concerns, they make sure they link them to the proper agencies in the county. Our My Florida Vet program is Palm Beach and the Treasure Coast. Right now we have 2 veterans that answer that line, and they make sure they're getting all the services they need through the VA. They research anything out there that pertains to veterans and their families. And they've been through it, so they can offer that emotional support that maybe a regular counselor or our regular resource specialists don't know about. Our Elder Crisis Outreach is for seniors 60 and over. They may be living alone. They kind of make sure they're getting all the benefits that they need in the community. They do suicide evaluation. They follow up and make sure they're stable, that they can maintain living in their own home. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of extra hand-holding, renewing benefits, getting started with a food pantry or food delivery system. This is my favorite, special needs helpline. The county decided there needed to be a place for parents and caregivers to call in to help work around the maze of services in the county. So I talked to each family individually, and it's not, you're entitled to this, it's what does your child or loved one need? I go up to the age of 22. Of course, I will work over that age or outside of the county if need be. I'm just not familiar with the other counties. And sometimes it's just to listen to someone. The parents tell me all the times their friends get burnt out listening to them complain or, talk about lack of services, wait lists, and I'm here to listen to them. I kind of handhold until they feel like they don't need me anymore. They're always welcome to call back in the future with a different issue. And I link them to all of you amazing people that do direct service. Our newest is our Caregiver Project, which works with individuals who are 18 caring for another adult of any age. They do supportive crisis counseling. They see what needs the caller has. They link them to community services. They advocate for them with other providers. And they do follow-ups to make sure these needs are being met. We offer seasonal services. Back to school is the big one. This year, due to the pandemic, there were not as many events. A lot of them were drive-up events. We do summer meals, taxes. We're also in hurricane mode. So if a storm was coming near our Palm Beach or the Treasure Coast, we would have information readily available to update the community. We just had, our page for COVID. Where's the testing? Where can I get the vaccine? Holiday meals and toys are a big one. Some people can't afford to do a turkey dinner or have toys for the holidays. So we have agencies that we know that step up and really help the community. So in review, we are free. We're 24/7. We cover Palm Beach and the Treasure Coast. Help locate those community resources. We do crisis intervention. Our programs really cover from birth to seniors and someone to listen to you without fear of being judged. And this is my contact information. That is my direct line. I do have providers calling me for clients. Due to HIPAA, I know sometimes you can't give me the specifics, and that's okay. The major thing I would need to know would be, how old is the person? What city do they live in? Then I can help narrow down the resources. Oh, and the disability. That matters a lot as well. So anybody have any questions? And I will.
Jennifer, could you just briefly touch on the value of agencies registering their information and keeping it updated with your database?
Of course. So the more agencies, the better with us. It really helps the community, because if we don't know about it, chances are the community doesn't know about it. Whether it's a music therapy class, or they have surfing programs for children on the spectrum. So if you or your organization or an organization, works with any disability, and allows Palm Beach County residents to be allowed in it, then I want you in our database. And I want that information as accurate as possible, because there's nothing worse than going or calling a number that's been disconnected, going to a website that has out-of-date information. It drives both Judy and I batty. And like I said, Judy is our database. She maintains the large portion of our database. And on the special needs, we work together. So if you go to our website or you go to the SNAC virtual hub and you don't see an organization you feel helps, you let me know. Carrie and SNAC, on their list, their newsletter they send out, there is a form on that as well. And I get that, they forward it to me, monthly. So yeah, it's of major importance. I don't care if I have 30 agencies doing the same thing. There's enough providers out there and there's enough consumers to share the wealth. You know, not every agency is going to be right for every child or adult. So I want it in there.
Jennifer, I have a question about short-term programs or events contrasted with things that are offered on an ongoing basis, often around particular holidays. You had noted that there are kind of short-term opportunities. If an agency offers something, perhaps one fiscal year over another, or something in the month of December, is there a different way to note something that's time sensitive versus something that's ongoing?
Yes, you send it the information, and Judy's more adept at that. So she can put it in there and, you know, say it runs just through the month of December. At the end of December 31st, we'll deactivate it.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
So yeah, that's what we do, like with the summer meals programs. You know, we just deactivate the service when they don't do it anymore.
Okay, excellent. Thanks.
If you're
Any
not
more
familiar
questions?
with the virtual hub, I did put the link in there, specialneedspbc.info, and then the second link takes you straight to the directory page that Jennifer was speaking of, so you can look up your organization and make sure that all the information is current.
Oh,
Any other
one more
comments?
thing, sorry. So with that being said, we are part of the AIRS, Florida Alliance of Information and Referral. So we do have to word some things for them specifically. So your description may be a little different than how we write it up. Because we have to keep to their standards. But other than that, we're good. All right. And that's it for me.
Any other questions for Jennifer or comments? So many programs. I know that Jennifer's the first person I usually reach out to if it's just a general question, because she's kind of the nebulous, if you will, to all of us providers collecting all the information for our county and beyond. So we do have one question from Ayana. If I wanted to sign up Chrysalis Health on the resource list, do we need to offer services for special needs? They offer counseling for high functioning clients only.
Actually, we do have you in there, Chrysalis. Iana. One of your cohorts probably sent that information in. So
Okay.
yes.
Perfect, thank you.
And maybe Jennifer, if you want to put your email in the chat box, if anybody has any specific follow-up questions.
Sure.
Hi, this is Randy, and I just wanted to add that for the special needs hub, you do have to provide services to special needs clients of any age. But for general information, for if you're serving the general population, that can also go on our regular 211 data system.
And Jennifer, Jean's question, I have, what services are available for individuals ages 60 plus?
Those usually fall more into, they're looking for group homes, they're looking for guardians. Not a lot have reached out to me. Sometimes it coincides with Alzheimer's or dementia care. There are some programs out there, recreational, that cater to the older people, like day programs.
Great question. Anybody else? Jean, housing.
I may throw this back to Carrie. Housing is still a big issue in Palm Beach County. It's not affordable for anybody, especially special needs that may be only working part-time, getting an SSI check. That's why I like parents and to network together, to look for maybe a roommate situation. Depends also on the disability and the need. Some, everybody I think would need a roommate, just to split the cost. And I tell families, they're like, well, they don't want to live with somebody. Well, a lot of people don't want to live with somebody, but unless you can afford it by yourself, that may be the truth. So what I tell people is, you have your room, you may have your room, and the rest is Switzerland. It's neutral territory. And I wish there was more affordable housing out there. That's something everybody in this group is working on, because even if they're a child today, they're only going to get older and eventually need it in our lifetime. So
And I know we've discussed housing in this group. We've had some speakers in the last few months. Maybe those of you would like to reorganize a committee, and we could talk about different activities that we can put together to address housing as a part of SNAC. I know we haven't been as active as, say, the respite committee. We used to host a conference. Maybe it doesn't need to be a whole conference. It could be a series of speakers or workshops outside of the regularly scheduled SNAC meetings, because I know we want to keep things broad for our early learning guys and also our adult focused agencies. But perhaps that's something that we could take offline, Jean, and we can see who wants to get together to address some of the questions that are current in our county.
Hi, this is Randy, and I just wanted to add one more thing. We get these questions a lot, and when I first started with 211, a friend of mine called me from the school district and said, well, I referred someone to 211 on Friday and they couldn't help them. They didn't have anything for them. So she was from the homeless, McKinney-Vento Act department. And I said, well, what was the referral? And she's like, well, they were becoming homeless Friday afternoon and they didn't have any housing available for them. And one thing to always remember, we are only as good, we can only give you referrals to programs that are in the county. If there isn't a program in the county to meet your need, we can't magically, develop one. So if you become homeless in Palm Beach County on a Friday afternoon, unfortunately, you're going to be homeless till Monday morning at least, when you can call the Lewis Center, because that's the way it's set up in Palm Beach County. So, if we don't have the resources in our database, if people haven't stepped up and added their agency to our resource database, we don't know about you. So please, 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 if you aren't in our data system, whether you're special needs oriented or special needs and general oriented, please let us know about your resources, and so that we can get you in the data system. And just remember that, if we don't have a resource, that means there's none. Generally, that will mean there is no resource to cover that need in Palm Beach County. But the one thing that we do on a regular basis is we run reports for unmet needs. So a lot of times our funders will come to us and say, what was the top 3 unmet needs last year, last month, last quarter? So we're able to run those needs. So what that will tell us is how many people called us for that. And we weren't able to give them any information because there were no services at the time of their call for their need.
That's a great resource, Randy. I'm glad that you shared that with us. I know that as agencies, we're trying to identify, where the gaps are in service. So that's wonderful.
And thank you all for having us today.
Thank you. So we are taking SNAC month by month. And so Jennifer offered to do this wonderful presentation. Thank you, Jennifer, for this month. I think it was amazing to see all the different services. You guys are very busy. If anybody has suggestions for a topic or a specific speaker, or you would like to speak on behalf of whoever you serve, please let me know. Again, you could see that our group is comprised of those that focus on little ones, families of younger children, all the way up through adults. So we want to just keep it balanced so that everybody is learning things that is appropriate for their focus areas. So if anybody wants to type into the chat or reach out and volunteer, we could do it that way, or you're welcome to email me after this meeting and make suggestions as well.
So you need a volunteer for next month?
Yes.
Okay.
Or ideas for topics. Yeah.
Okay, you got your volunteer for next month.
Okay. Yeah. And I know that we did families last month as well, addressing supporting families. So Juana, why don't you and I talk about what the topic could be?
Okay.
And if anybody has an ideas as to, if you know about Juana's organization, why don't you tell us about your organization again?
Yeah, so it's Money for Inclusion Foundation, and we are focused on helping the parent to deal with any diagnosis. So we're there for support, give them hope, strength, and we also offer life coach, and the life coach, they're certified. And we also have other programs to help alleviate parents while they go through all the services and all the stuff that they need to do.
Yeah, and we could also, in the past, we've had panels as well. So if that's our topic, and we could talk about that as a larger topic, helping families with the early diagnosis. Many of you also provide services that are similar. So maybe we could put together a panel as well. Early Learning, Coalition. I know CARD does a lot of work in that area. Maybe we also talk about different populations, such as Mary Ellen had mentioned, Hispanic communities, Black communities, how that affects each community differently. Perhaps we can have a nice, conversation around that topic with multiple speakers. Juana, thank you for suggesting that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wonderful.
All right, ladies, I'm sorry, I have another conference call.
Yes, well,
I
thank
need
you
to
all for
go.
joining us. It was wonderful, and let me know if you guys have any ideas, but have a great rest of your week. Nice to see you all. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you.
Bye,
you.
thanks.